Coach, what determines whether a game will be postponed or canceled? Could a team play a game if one player tests positive? What's the difference? How does that distinguish?
Good. That's a really good question, Chris. Yes, the answer is yes, you can. You know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when we're all trying to figure out our new normals before we ever started playing games, the rules that we had back then are completely different than the rules now. I think the doctors have a better handle. The disease experts, the control centers have a better idea of what to do. For instance, quarantine was automatic. We had a player test positive, and he was out 10 days. And then on the 11th day, he had the myocarditis exam. On the 11th day, he took that, I think, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. As soon as he passed that, he was in practice that day. So that was after 11 days. But his roommate had to quarantine for 14 days. He didn't get it. He just was the roommate. He was asymptomatic, never got sick, but he was out 14 days. But now, a lot of conferences, what they're going to is if somebody does test positive, now he's isolated and he's out. But the roommate can continue to play as long as he continues to test negative. You know, he has to get tested every single day. And obviously, he's not in the, you know, we move him out of the room. You know, our athletic department's done a great job here of being proactive. We've got quarantine rooms, we've got isolation rooms that they move to in different dorms to get away from kids during their isolation. But you can actually test out of quarantine now by testing every day. But every conference is different. You know, the Big 12, for instance, has a rule that once you test positive, you don't have to get tested again. Whereas our rule as of last month was you don't have to be tested for 90 days. Now I think a lot of people are going to 150 days, which is 5 months. But that's not retroactive. So everything I'm telling you, Chris, is fluid. There's a comma almost beside everything that we're saying. There's not a period. Because this time next week, it could change again. We've dealt with all these changes. And again, I'm not complaining. It's just the way it is. You know, as a coach, I've met more with John Houston in the last 5 months than I've met with him for 5 years. But I've gained a lot of respect for John, and we've never lost sight of our biggest challenge isn't to see how the freshmen are going to play this year, is making sure we keep our kids safe. And we make decisions in their best interest. That's way more important to me than who gets to play and how many of them play. I don't care about none of that stuff. You know, I've coached, I think, 6,000 games, seems like. That stuff will figure itself out.